We have a quorum. John, would you take minutes?
Oh, Steve's the new guy.
Yeah, but you're the experienced guy.
I didn't even bring
Yeah.
my computer tonight. Hold on.
As a matter of fact, see, Mary said if you take minutes, she'll type them up. How's that?
In her trusted notebook?
Holy cow.
Wow. She doesn't trust me with a notebook.
It's a true honor.
Okay, first order of business. Mary did send out minutes. Everybody read those?
Yes.
Okay, so motion to approve?
Great.
Second.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. What you have there is the modified application form. We changed the pricing on it. Remember?
Nice. Moving it forward.
Yeah.
As said in the minutes.
So, yes, so we changed the pricing. We raised it $5 each for, right? $70 and then $100 after August 15th.
Okay.
We may have to make one more modification to that, but that's if the Board of Health raises their price, because we mentioned the Board of Health thing in there.
Okay.
So if they raise their price from $35 to something else, which they did talk about doing last year, then we're gonna have to modify that on there.
What was that again? What was that last thing you just said?
The Board of Health, right now, the Board of Health fee is $35. They did indicate that they may be raising that, so if they are, then we're gonna have to make that modification to this form. Right? Other than that, guys have any, because we gotta start sending them out to the people that are requesting them, so.
When will you know from the Board of Health?
We'll contact them tomorrow, find out
Okay.
if they raise their price for this year anyway.
Okay.
So, gonna approve my form?
So moved.
Approved.
Aye. Okay,
Aye, aye.
you have in front of you the financial results of Octoberfest 2023. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me ticket counts.
I have.
You do? You want that?
I might need it to write on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could write on this.
Train, one, 1187, 765 for the bouncy. Barrel, 637,
Yep.
and basketball,
Basketball surprised me.
926, surprised me.
926, because every time I went over and checked, they're like, yeah, it's been quiet.
And it did
Okay.
926.
Yeah.
What's
So the train ride was 1187.
the small train or the big? The small
The
train.
big train.
The big train.
Yeah,
Stop it. Wait a second. Basketball pulled in almost as much as the train?
Put it in the bucket. Trust me, when I opened up the bucket, I was like,
And just like real quickly, what are the numbers on the basketball?
what are the numbers on the what?
Basketball.
like the cost.
Yeah, like what did,
It costs 300 and something.
to buy it?
Yeah,
And
as
what
a
did-
matter of fact, it's on the form
And
here.
what did it pull in?
If you look under, on page
What's the ticket?
3,
What's the ticket what's per ticket cost?
50 cents. So, the basketball game was $320, 58 cents.
How many tickets did it pull in?
926.
Police station. Where?
Police station?
Yes.
Is the door, I
I
think the
think you have
door's
to go outside.
outside and around.
Outside and around.
Head out to the
around,
parking lot and take a right, like follow the building. Yep.
So it netted a profit this year.
Yeah. Which is surprising.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, partially, okay, is because we put it in that nice big open tent. Okay, remember it was in a tent.
Mhm.
So that made a difference because it rained off and on all of the day. So people went in the tent.
Do we know, do you guys have any sense of the demographic who was playing it?
I think it was young kids, because we had young, like, students that were, like, stationing it,
Yeah.
and they were all just kind of like hanging out, and maybe that was part of the
Could've been.
draw.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious, because I know we had talked about whether or not to put it in the beer garden as an activity,
Right.
and I don't know. It paid for itself this year, so maybe maybe we think about doing a test run to see what it does in the beer garden. Do a comparison, right? Like if it's close
Mm-hmm.
or not.
Mhm.
Because I do think there's a population
It'll
of
be
people who
different
want it.
it'll be different in the beer garden though, okay? Because we require tickets.
Yeah.
Well, most of the people that go into the beer garden to buy beer, they don't have
Yeah,
tickets.
tickets.
You know,
So
so they're gonna have to
kids
leave
have
the beer
tickets,
garden to go
right.
get tickets to come back and play that,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So that dynamic is a little different.
Just make it cash.
Huh?
Just make it cash.
Make it cash? Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So, but it paid for itself, so now it's just another inventory resource that we can pull out and,
That's great.
you know, keep using until, you know,
Wear it out.
until we wear it out. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Those are the results. We did have a train sponsor. That was
Yeah,
that.
La France.
What is it?
La France. La France Equipment.
It's L-A.
FRANCE.
Oh, France. Yeah, because I couldn't remember that. I do remember that we had the sponsor, and I have the records of the deposit that we made, but I couldn't remember where it came from. So I can put that on the paperwork now. So that's the results. It wasn't a super year, but we made money. So,
Do you want to review the financial report?
sure.
Just like kind of high level overview?
Yeah. So, what detail do you want to discuss though?
How did we do? How did we do total? Like where does that put us for upcoming year? How did we do in comparison to other years?
It was lighter than last year. I don't have last year's report. It was a little lighter than last year, but we had rain for a good portion of the morning this time, almost until noon. So we really didn't have any activity start until about noontime. That showed with the soda jerks mostly because it was kind of a cool day, it was a rainy day, so that one made money also, but not as much as it did last year. But we didn't lose money on it either.
That's good.
You know? The beer garden was off a little too, but, again, we made money on it, so.
What page is the beer garden on?
The beer garden is on page 3. The advantage we get with the beer garden is we get to return all the stuff that we don't tap. So, that's why you see there, product return credit. Actually, this year was the first time the ticket booth grossed more than the beer garden. Usually it's the other way around.
I'll let my sister know. I'll let my sister know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was slow. It was slow this year. The beer garden.
It got off to a slow start because of the rain and stuff. I think having the tent there, that full-size tent, saved it, because it would have, we would have been really worse off without it. We did a little better with police this year. The police expense was a little down. That's because they also knew that the weather would cut down on the size of the crowd, so they didn't call in, officers from other areas
Yeah.
like they did the year before. So the expenses of police were down that time too. We also didn't have the hayride, which we had a year before. So we were able to cut some of the expenses a little bit. Helped out the bottom line.
So everything is relative compared to or relating to the weather. So if you get a nice
Yes,
day or
actually, it's
costs are going up.
it's really dependent on the weather a
Yeah.
lot. If it starts, we really get into high gear and the event's going full force at noon.
Yeah.
Because everybody's out now, and they're buying lunch and they're bringing kids around, and that's the height, the peak of it. But we get, if they come in the morning, they stay longer, So like if they show up at 9 o'clock,
true.
then they're there pretty much until 2, 3 in the afternoon. If they show up at noon, then they're there till 2, 3 in the afternoon,
For everything.
Hmm?
For everything.
For everything,
Yeah, like the beer garden gets going
yeah.
at 10:30 as opposed to 12 or 1
Yeah.
like we had this year.
It doesn't affect, it affects us where in all of the things that generate revenue for us, like the ticket booth. Okay, if they don't start getting going till 11 or 12 o'clock at night, and 11 or 12 noon, then we lost, like 25% of the revenue just because of that. The food vendors really don't suffer that much because they don't really start selling food until lunch, So, so the fire department sells out because they're gonna sell out anyway because people stop buying, that kind of stuff at noon, So,
Yeah.
but we've had days that are just ridiculous. We've had like the beer garden gross $9,000. But that's when it starts, it's a sunny day.
Yeah.
It starts early at 9.
I will say, even though the beer garden was relatively slow this year, we, product-wise, were perfect. We had very little waste left over at the end of the event.
Yeah, partially the reason for that is because we had, Greater Good had their guy here pretty much most of the day. His girlfriend or something was playing on one of
Yeah,
the stages,
right.
which kind of helped, because now he's here. He was here to watch her, and he's kind of making sure that the beer is pouring, And what,
So sign that act up again first.
unlike
Oh,
before,
that's not what I,
huh?
yeah, no, I know what you're saying. That's not what I meant, though, in terms of like leftover product at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We had used up just about all the beer down to almost empty.
Yeah, pretty much so. The stuff that we had opened, we pretty much drained out.
Yeah.
And then, we were sending back, when we sent back product, it was full kegs,
Mhm.
as of, untapped full kegs that we could get credit on, as opposed to ones that we tapped. So that worked. But we also had 6 flavors there this year too, so that was pretty good. It was a pretty good assortment.
Did we do wine?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah. Oh, and we did okay on that,
Yeah, it's never,
It's not a big thing, it's
Yeah.
just, there are some that go in there and they want to go in there with, their husband, boyfriend or something, or their significant other anyway. And, they don't, not a fan of craft beer, but they'll go ahead and drink a glass of wine, so we offer that.
value added.
I mean, a cup of wine.
A couple wine.
A plastic glass of wine.
Yeah. Yeah, a plastic.
Right.
So that worked.
Great, more money to spend on entertainment this year.
Let's talk about that, okay? year over year, this year's entertainment budget was way more than we've ever paid before.
And it was,
Huh?
I mean, really priceless when you think about priceless.
Yeah. Wow. That was a lot. That was pricey.
All right, what's next?
Okay, what's next? All right, so any more questions on the financials?
No.
All right. Okay, so that puts us back in the bank account of the $20,000 range, like we usually have. Usually, give or take, you know, if it would have been a better time, we would have had like 22,000 or something by now, but, you know, after we pay up all the bills and stuff. Right now, bank account's hovering at like 20,000, which is not bad. Also, what this tells us though is like this year's total expenses of this year's, now, we also purchased stuff, we bought stuff, like we bought the basketball thing. So it cost us this year to put on the event $17,189, okay? So we have enough in the bank to put on the event, right? But what'll happen is that when we start up, we get vendor fees, that comes in. This year we raised the price a little, so that'll be last time. So we get an average of around $6,000 in vendor fees usually. And then from sponsors, we got $5,000 worth of sponsors. Okay? So that's 11,000 right there. So, yeah. And then when you add like the beer garden to that, that's the event. Okay? So between the vendor fees, the beer garden, and sponsors, it pretty much covers the cost of the event. And usually the ticket booth helps us with adding more stuff or adding new stuff. So, as long as we can keep a rein on the entertainment costs. And they don't jump significantly.
What's that? You're breaking up. I
Huh?
can't, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Oh, yeah?
Send me a text.
Static?
Send me a text.
A lot of static in the room. All right. We'll talk about, we talked about getting a banner, right? For the beer garden. So I'll have a banner made, something that looks kind of similar to the banner that we put up for Octoberfest, one that we can roll up and use every year. And then it'll be long enough to cover that whole side of the little fence that we put up for the beer garden.
Do you have a go-to vendor for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the one that made the Octoberfest banner is where I would go back to.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice, thick, good quality, it'll last a few years.
Okay.
So I'll get some pricing on that. What else we think we're gonna add this year? Ideas?
Didn't bring a one.
Didn't bring one.
Barely had time to count my tickets.
So when you count the tickets minutes before you came?
I counted them last night. Last night.
Last night.
Mission accomplished.
No,
Okay.
I think there is a big push though. We need to find more sponsors. You know,
Yes.
obviously that's
Yeah, we do.
that's a
We-
big task, but
I think that's a big thing. It'll allow us to do a lot more different things if we have more sponsors.
challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
Figure it out.
All right. And then volunteers seemed to work out pretty good last time. We had a pretty good handle on volunteers.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe you'll get started on those a little earlier if we can.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It's hard to get people to commit too far in advance.
Yeah.
Possibly with the schools though, you know, like in the end, you know, Douglas did provide a group of students, I think they were like fifth graders or fourth graders that.
Maybe, because one of the things that we used to have years ago when we did Octoberfest is the school classes, like the senior class or the junior class, they used to actually do stuff. Like the senior class did a fastball pitch or something, or something like that. Maybe before they break for the summer, you know. We reach out to, he's laughing.
I'm laughing.
Why?
I just want to see if the stove is hot again. Yeah, it's still hot.
Huh?
We talk about the same thing every year.
I know, but
Yeah, I know. It's like amnesia. Maybe this year. Maybe this year's different. I mean, right. On the upshot, like, if we're gonna do it, now is the time to start having those conversations with folks before it's, you know, June, May. It's like they're out the door. Schools are out the door, closing up shop in May or June, but March, April.
So what is this, so say it's the school's baseball team and they do a fast pitch thing. Like what does that get them? Like what does that
it just
do?
in the past, they like the Douglas High School class, you know, did something. They did like an event or something, or a booth, or you know, something. And then so did the junior class and the sophomore class. You know.
So they're paying a $70 or $100 fee for a booth?
No. In some cases like that, if it was like the high school, because we waived the fees on some of those organizations
Okay.
sometimes, you know? Especially to, like, because when they come back in, like, you know, like right now, the sophomore class, if you talk to them now, that's next year's senior class.
Right.
Right? So, I don't even know if they have, do they usually have the same class advisor? Does usually the class advisor follow them all the way through the years?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would reach out to like the junior class advisor now, okay? And because he's gonna be next year's senior class advisor. And then, you know, see if we can get a dialogue going where that group will do something.
Yeah.
Okay? And then what happens is when they come back as a senior class, they do money for fundraising for that, you know, their group or something, right? So maybe they would,
Do you want them to like coordinate that on their own, or run one of our pre-programmed things?
either.
To say
Okay.
like we've,
I'd like to get them involved as a group
yeah,
somehow, okay? If they have their own idea, like they want to do like, you know, the fastball pitch or something, or they want to do, I just put that out
No, I know,
because
I know,
that's
yeah.
what they've done in the past.
yeah.
Or if they want to run something that we do.
I mean, there's a bunch of fundraisers that the senior classes do during the year, so I'm sure that they would want to do
Yeah,
something to
yeah.
raise
I mean-
raise money.
The hiccup we run into every year is, it's also an SAT day, for that first Saturday in October. So, and it's typically the last SAT that seniors can take. So it's always a little bit of a wild card.
Mhm.
What sometimes will happen is like you reach out to an advisor now, like let's say the junior advisor, and they're like, yeah, sounds great. And then they come back in September and they're like, oh, it turns out actually half of our seniors are going to be gone for the SAT that day. They won't be available till 1. So, but freshmen, sophomore advisors, like those kids, you know, definitely the sophomores and the juniors, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors that won't be taking the SAT, so get those kiddos out.
Okay.
I mean, the high school principal recently sent out like hype video for the high school, so get the sense like they're trying to market the high school like as for 8th grade families who have to make that choice about Douglas or BBT, for example. Like maybe it's a way to leverage that again to say like, hey, here's a marketing opportunity. You like sell the school, sell the high school to the community. Do you want to reach out to folks? Do you want me to reach out to folks?
Yeah, I'll go online tomorrow and see what I have for contacts.
And it's maybe even worth, I mean,
Even if you can get the class, you know, to volunteer, to help us do some part of the event, you know, like even for volunteers,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Because they have to do community service too,
yeah.
so,
It might be worth trying to get some FaceTime with the principal. I think this is his first year there,
Okay.
and leverage him and see what he thinks, what groups in the school could get involved that aren't already involved.
Okay.
I'd like to see Douglas, like the Douglas students get more involved in the event. You know?
Sarah, do you know if there's a school video club program class?
Yeah, I know they have a class. I know my son has like a film production class, but I
Yeah.
don't know like what they do as far as like the channel. I know they have an educational
Yeah.
channel, but
Okay.
I'm not sure like what they put on that.
Okay. Because I'm thinking too, like, can we get the film class, production class to like make an error video, you know, that like, if, I don't know if they have like a news program that they run at the school. Like Franklin has we have a weekly news program that's produced and run by kids and it airs every Friday. Like, let's get our own Octoberfest hype video that's airing at the high school.
Good.
Okay, so, let's see, parking. That seemed to work, whatever we did for parking worked last year.
Well, it's also light. It's a light year.
Yeah, because the day was off anyway. There were times when there was quite a few cars parked in the marked areas.
Did the ball field, did they have a report back how they made out? I know it's like
They didn't
usually
report back how they
donations.
made out, but I did kind of wander down there during the event, and there were cars going in and out of there, so they would use it as parking. So
Okay.
So it was one of the parking lots. There were people that parked at the school walking down, and, you know, and then they were parked in the areas that they, on, like Main Street and, you know, the places that they marked parking on one side that they allowed, like up Maple Street to the, yep, so it worked. But we'll touch base with the police department again and make sure that the plan's gonna stay the same and make sure that they do, you know, the, rerouting of trucks and all that stuff like before.
Did we have any detour issues?
Nope, not that I heard of.
Trucks blown past or?
No, we have details that make sure that they pull the trucks off.
Yep.
So we had one at Route 16, make them turn around at the fire department and go back. Or, you know, if they make it down, you know, past the fire department, we get them right there at, you have to turn here because you ain't going down Main Street. So they were pretty good. So, they were watching trucks, so we have pretty much covered, so. The traffic seemed to work pretty well. And we didn't have any complaints,
Let's go.
so. How about, beer garden?
Delicious.
Want to do Greater Good again?
Yeah.
This will be the third time for them.
I think it was already written in here that we were,
Huh?
I think it was in the minutes that we were already going with them.
So I'll reach out to Greater Good and get them signed up again. We're gonna do the soda again.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go through inventory and see what we have. Some of the stuff that we bought that we have left over it's still within the shelf life.
Yep.
But we will have to replace some stuff. So we will have to buy some product.
Okay. And all of the parts and things, all the hardware, that's ours, right? We're good with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, everything was dried out. You dried out most of it.
Mhm.
It was because it was wet when we put it away. So we had to,
Well, no, I meant the hardware that was needed for the beer,
yes.
like all of
Oh,
that.
for the beer or for the soda?
For the soda, I'm
I
sorry.
have all of the hardware for the
Okay.
soda. Didn't we borrow 2 of those kegs from Keith?
Yeah, the CO2.
The 2 kegs. I have 2 kegs.
Possibly. Said the beer was good.
Tell him you'll give him back when he gives you back the Easy Ups.
I like that. What kegs?
Yeah, they're with the Easy Ups.
Yeah, I know the kegs. Yeah, they're with the black Easy Ups that we used to have. Or the antenna for yeah. I can't find, the wireless, the
Yeah,
wireless radio station we have.
yeah.
I can't find the antenna. So for last time, that's kind of why it was kind of funky, is because, one of the receivers was busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the transmitter was kind of funky because I made an antenna for it. It's not the one that was on it because that one's lost at Keith's house somewhere. So, we didn't get the antenna back. So either I gotta figure out, I gotta order an antenna or something. I gotta figure something out. And then we have to replace one of the receivers because one of the receivers is bad.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever the Harry's stage, the station was real staticky
Yeah, yeah.
playing over there. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the transmitter, because I think Bear had boosted the signal. It was whatever receiver was down there, FM receiver.
Yeah, because it worked on the other receiver.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna try the parade again this year?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Did you reach out?
No.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah. The stars to align.
Huh?
The stars to align. I forgot what I was gonna do. I was gonna do something.
Okay, tell us about entertainment this year.
Nothing to report.
Nothing new.
It's gonna be entertaining.
It's gonna be entertaining.
You got any new guys? Any big acts?
No.
No
Not
headliners?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Candy Criminals.
Candy Criminals. Who's that?
My brother-in-law
Britwicks.
is a
Oh, yeah?
fan.
Bring the Britwicks back.
That didn't pan out. I was never able to connect with them for some reason. I don't know what happened.
Possibility.
Yeah, see what's. Yeah, actually, I was thinking of that. Yeah, trying to do one of those like tribute cover kind of things.
Yeah.
Double slot kind of thing. You gonna pay for it?
Well, it's gonna replace something on here, right? If you hook somebody for a double slot, then it's gonna take the place of somebody that we've already had in there, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. How about Ed the Wizard?
Yeah, I'll get him again.
Hmm?
You want him again?
I don't know, what do you think? He was good, people like him, he's fun,
Yeah,
but it's good to mix things up,
I know.
alright? No white lady?
I haven't been able to. I mean, the one we had originally, the statue.
Yeah, whatever.
So that first year, and then she moved, and she's been gone since. And then we had that person who worked like the half day that one year. But prices have gone up on those people. They don't want to work. They don't want to work for nothing. See what I can do, but yeah.
Well, that's it. You reach out to them, find somebody, and then come back to the committee and we'll talk. You know? That's what we do.
Would that be something you could put in the beer garden?
They don't want to go in the beer garden because the tips aren't there. They want to be on the street
No.
all day.
I would think the beer drinkers would be better tippers.
Give her money, she moves.
The one that
The
came here
kids, they
that,
like the kids.
the one that
though.
came here that one time, the first one that we
Yeah,
had,
yeah,
Yeah.
she was awesome.
she was awesome. She did it. And she had this like huge glass jar stuffed with money.
She worked all day. She worked from
Yeah,
10 to 4.
yeah.
She stood there all day, and she made a killing. We paid her a little bit,
Yeah.
a flat fee, and then she just tips for the rest. She did a killing. Yeah, she made good money. Yeah, but I reached out to. I mean, I've tried to find those people again, and I just can't. I came up short last year. There's like a booking website I went through where you like put out requests for them.
Uh-huh.
I found one like mime group, but they were like living statues, but they only worked for an hour, and it was like you booked them for an hour at events, and they did like a football thing so I haven't been able to find those people since.
They haven't been Salem. We go to Salem. Well, we didn't go this past year, but
Yeah.
we usually go, and
Boston,
usually
I've seen
a
them
fair
in
amount
Boston.
of them there.
Boston, like Faneuil Hall, they're there. Yeah, I know they're out there. It's just, I don't know. It's worth their, in my opinion, it's a good day's revenue. I think we paid Marisha like, what, $300 or something, and then
Yeah, maybe.
she made how much?
Eat that easy.
Again?
Oh, yeah.
So $600 a day.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
good.
more than that.
That's good money.
Uh,
Just trying to convince someone to come out here and do it.
Well, I did nothing last year, and I got paid nothing.
This year we'll dress you up as a living statue and
There you go.
stand still.
We'll give you double what you got last year.
Ooh,
Don't fall for it.
sucker!
Double. So I want to be able to do the program by the end of next week.
When did I get it to you this year? August?
Huh?
When did I get it to you this year? August? August? No, September?
Yeah,
Yeah. It was enough time,
September.
right?
Halfway through September, you give it me usually.
This year was good.
It was 2 weeks
It
before.
was
the event.
better.
Huh?
Better.
It was better because it's usually a day or two before the event. But yeah, it was better.
Don't worry.
So, what else? Sometime we're gonna have to, what I would like to do, we never got a chance to do it last time, is pick a day, someday during the summer, Saturday or Sunday, could be either, where the weather's gonna cooperate, and we go down and go through those things.
Pins.
Go through the sheds, look at stuff that has to be fixed or tweaked or,
Mhm.
you know. We say that every year. Sometimes we
I
have.
will hold you to it.
Yeah. You will?
Mhm.
Awesome. When?
Oh. Hmm?
Want to pick a day?
Right now? No.
No.
Get it by
I did.
lunch.
Depends on the weather.
It depends on the weather. Yeah. It does. It depends on the weather.
You're buying lunch, right?
Hmm?
You buying lunch?
Why not?
Is there beer at that lunch?
Mhm. I don't, we don't really need to take another field trip, do we?
Yeah, I think we do. I think we do.
Field,
Although-
well, if we do a field trip, it's
Tell Mary to
gonna
get
be
the couch
way
ready.
different than it was last
Tell
time.
Mary to get the couch ready.
And the field trip is gonna be way different than it was last time.
Have the doghouse.
Not for me.
Not for you?
Leave a pillow and a sleeping bag for the doghouse. Next time we'll text Mary updates.
Oh,
Poor Mary.
well. Okay, so what else? What else do we have?
Lock and load.
It's pretty much.
Didn't we have like someone who volunteered that was like interested in possibly joining? Wasn't there like a woman who helped out?
Yeah, she was actually supposed to come tonight because she had talked to Mary. And she couldn't. There's one in town.
not Chris.
There's a
Christine?
woman in town. I
Yeah.
actually forget her name now because it just blew out of my head. But she's the one that organized up the lights at Christmas time. You know how Douglas had,
Oh yeah.
you know, and that little shop Douglas thing. She organized that up. She's also organizing up the Douglas cleanup. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. There's a cleanup, townwide cleanup or something. So she's organizing that up. And so Mary had talked to her a couple times and, you know, asked her, hey, if you're interested, you know, you can join the committee. You know, she's a new person in town that, you know, wants to get involved in stuff. So might be a good fit, you know.
There was someone else too. I'll have to look through who we had for volunteers and see if I can find their name.
You had Christina, Wasson.
Yeah.
She, but she got a new job now, so she's busy. But she wanted to get involved and sort of, and she doesn't live in Douglas though. She lives right over the Webster line, which is, you know, so that, yeah, you can volunteer, but they can't officially be on the committee. You have to live in Douglas.
So you're saying if I move, I'm off the hook?
No. We know where you live.
Your grandfather did.
I'm just gotta move over the line.
We'll just put your brother's address down. So you can't,
Never
you can't escape.
All right.
That's about all I have. We're, you know, we don't really, you know, things start to pick up as it, you know, when we hit June. We will have,
Scholarship.
the scholarship coming up.
Did you give it to them yet?
I sent the forms off, the new forms off to Douglas. And they present them at their night, at their senior night or awards night.
Do you wanna send me, the latest scholarship and I'll post it to the website?
Absolutely. Oh, all right, yeah. Scholarship application. Then, so what'll happen is once the applications are due by April 30th. So, they end up in the box here. I kind of go through and make sure that they're complete. The ones that are complete, we send out to you guys a review and pick your pick. And then we have a meeting and talk about it. And then we award, one of them the scholarship. Then we present that. I guess you two guys did it last year, right?
That's
Yeah.
right, we crushed it.
You crushed it. Awesome.
Blazing sun.
Steve gave a rousing 37-minute speech.
37 minutes or 37 seconds. Said, the award goes to,
Yeah. Short and sweet.
was it?
I didn't do it.
You didn't do it?
No.
John did it?
Yeah, I was
So you just stood up and looked pretty.
ill-prepared.
As always. Carrying the team
Yeah.
with my
Okay, well,
medium
I don't,
shirt.
chances are,
Yeah.
'cause, I may be around for that, maybe not. So if I'm, whatever, one of us, one or
Yeah.
two of us, or some of us will do it.
Short and sweet. Nobody wants to hear those speeches.
No.
They do it outside now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was sunny.
Yes, it was.
Sunny.
And you get to wear your black Octoberfest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My tight one. Yep.
Did we want to new versions? Actually, those are kind of old now, but do you want to consider like maybe getting new ones?
Get what? Grandpa Moneybags over here. Just
Huh?
the Grandpa Moneybags shelling out money for.
It's only one coffee can.
You want new shirts?
Huh?
You want new shirts?
Yeah.
I got about 7 of those.
You bought 7?
No, you bought me 7. Well, 6. Steve's got one.
What else?
If we're gonna get new shirts, I don't like the wicking fabric like those are.
Wicking fabric.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. It's like the performance tech fabric. I don't like it.
You don't.
No, it gets stinky.
You're the one that picked them out, actually.
No,
to be
no,
honest with you.
no. I think it was Tim.
Who?
Tim. Wasn't me.
Maybe it was Keith.
Could have been Keith. Let's blame Keith.
Huh?
Let's
We'll
blame
blame
Keith.
Keith. We'll all blame Keith.
Definitely.
It was Keith that did it. It was Keith's fault.
Poor choice.
Yeah. Okay, anybody have any ideas for anything new? Something you've been dreaming about having Oktoberfest do?
I haven't been dreaming much, but
Wow, you guys are like full of energy today. I just, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think what we realize it's Mary. Mary brings energy.
Huh?
It's Mary that brings energy to this meeting. In her absence, we're zapped. More vendors. Let's fill Depot.
We need that. We needed to form with
Pleasant
that
Street.
approved before we could start getting vendors out.
Let's fill
Pretty
it.
well,
Capacity.
pretty much all of the vendors that we had last year are interested in coming back. Pretty much.
Great.
So, if it wasn't, if it didn't work for them, they wouldn't, they wouldn't bother. Got a new French fry guy, so that works.
Are you gonna? Does he tow his own? Does he tow his own trailer?
Yes, he
Hey.
tows his own trailer.
For the win.
And he can actually disconnect the truck from it, which is a good thing. So,
So that frees up another vendor spot right there.
Yeah.
So that's different from last year?
Huh?
That's different from this past
No,
year?
he's the same guy that we had last year. That's different from the year before.
Okay.
Yep.
How about barbecue? We got a barbecue guy?
I don't know.
What happened with Good Stuff that they fell through? Why did they fall through last year?
Who?
Good Stuff.
That was the barbecue guys.
Yeah, why did they fall through?
They had booked another event somewhere else.
So maybe they're back this year?
Maybe if we can reach out and mention it to them first.
Because we
See if they want to.
we could use more food. We're selling out of food at the event. I think it's feedback we're hearing. I've heard for the past couple of years is we need more food.
And then we'll have to, I'm not quite sure, didn't get a chance to talk to the ice cream guy. He had kids there when I seen him.
Okay.
The self-serve ice cream truck at the end of the thing, but I'm not quite sure how he did, or if he's, so we'll reach out to him and see if he's interested in coming back.
Do we send the vendors like a survey after Oktoberfest?
We had in the past, we haven't for the last couple of years.
Should.
So I think that would be a good gauge to find out, you know, if they're happy or what would they like to see done, or
Well,
you'd have a better idea of what they'd want to do.
one of the things, that when we did it before, one of the things we'll hear, because we hear it all the time now, okay, is when, regardless of when they send their application in, a lot of them tell you, I want to be on this site, you know? Oh, we only have one of those sites and 45 people want it, you know? So, it's hard, you know, like, and we have a lot of them that say, I want to be on Main Street. Well, you know, if we only have so many places on Main Street, if you wait until, you know, July or August to send in your application, you're probably gonna end up on Depot Street or on Pleasant Street, you know? Because we do it in the order that we receive them, just to try to be fair, you know?
What kind of information would you want to gather from vendors?
Find out, you know, what they thought. Like, was there enough of a draw for what they were making or selling? You know, what's the audience like for that?
Entertainment, what do you think of the entertainment?
Perfect.
Would be interesting to hear what they say, right? No? What do they think of the food?
You talking about
You talk about attendees, or are you talking about
No, I'm talking about vendors.
what do vendors think of the entertainment?
in the food?
And the food. Yeah, it's kind of relevant because a lot of these vendors do other shows. You know? How does it compare to other shows that they do?
That's an interesting
Right.
data point.
Right?
Yeah. Do you do any of that in your work? Like vendor survey stuff?
No.
Yeah, okay. I mean, do we have email addresses for all the vendors?
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's easy enough to send out post-event, just send out a survey, gather some data.
Can you jot together a little survey type thing
Yeah.
with some general type questions?
Yeah.
And then we could just spend a meeting to kind of review what the feedback is.
Yeah.
I mean, along that point too, one year we did the attendee survey, and we gave out a free gift card or whatever to
Yeah.
a random drawing.
We did that, but based on the program, we had
Scan
a
QR
extra code on the back. Like, something like right this just goes to our Facebook page, but there was a quick code for the survey.
We should do that again.
And it would pop right up on a Google form or some
Yeah,
survey thing.
Yeah.
And they were able to fill out, that was the attendees.
Mm-hmm.
What
Because
do
the
you
other-
think? What do you want to see? Maybe we should do that again
We should do that again.
for the
Yeah.
attendees. Yeah.
And the vendors. The
Could you do that on the website? Like have that QR code on the website and,
Yeah, the only hiccup I thought of was, we might have people corrupt the survey, people who didn't actually go and take it. It's like, if you would have had to be there to get the
right,
program.
Yeah.
And scan it and, but the added benefit of, that was we wound up collecting email information from folks, so
Mhm.
then when it's time to get,
volunteers.
volunteers,
Yeah.
or send out, hey, you've attended Octoberfest in the past.
Yeah.
Do you wanna volunteer for 2 hours?
Could also maybe have it at our Octoberfest table too, like have a larger one and kind of draw some attention to it
Yeah.
for people to do it while they're waiting for the train or while they're walking by and they see
Yeah.
it kind of thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes sense other than just the website.
Yeah. Yeah, we should try to get a gift card somewhere nice and have it be the prize for it. Do
Okay.
a random drawing or something.
Yeah, I was initially just thinking what the food vendors thought, you know. But yeah, I mean, you can spin that several ways. Like you said, not
What
just
the food vendors thought?
yeah, what the food vendors thought of the event and the audience and
Oh,
you
well,
know.
some of those are predictable already, because like the Boy Scout troop does, we go do, you know, fireworks in Northbridge. We've done that for the last 10 years, so we're kind of a food vendor there. The responses I think you're gonna get from food vendors are, you got too much food. Because people go to an event, and if you have this guy selling french fries with hamburgers and I sell french fries with hot dogs, then I'm not gonna sell as many french fries because he's selling them. So what happened is that the kind of the reviews you get from food vendors are biased, so that they can sell their own stuff, usually, you know? So, I don't know, you know, as a general thing, like you ask the food vendor, what do you think of the entertainment? They'll tell you, I don't know, I don't have time to watch it, you know? Or it wasn't his kind of music or something, because I hear that too, but,
But we can be a bit strategic in the information that we want to gather, right? So if like, I mean, I think like a worthwhile data point is like, did you sell out, right? Like, did you sell out of food, and if so, at what time?
yeah,
That's like worthwhile data for us.
you know.
Right?
Well, first of all, you tell them, you ask them, what were you serving? Okay?
Yeah.
So you'd have them tell you what they were serving. And then, when was your busiest time of the day?
Yeah, that kind
That
of.
would be a good thing.
Yeah, and that kind of
right?
information we can
And
collect,
then,
right?
did you sell out? Or, you know,
Because then that starts to, right, like based on the information that we get, the data that we get, it helps us too, to say like, if, you know, all of our food vendors are selling out by 1, then it tells us like, geez, we don't have enough food at our event. That we need to have either more food vendors or tell people to bring more food,
Right.
you know? So I think we can be a bit strategic in the information and the data that we want to collect in
Yeah.
these surveys. Right.
now the fire department does a pretty good cross-section of stuff. They do, like, you know, hamburgers, hot dogs, you know, sausages, you know, that type of stuff. And their goal is to sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, I told them, like, even this last time, I told them, you gotta bring more food, because you guys sell out all the time, and then we have people saying, oh, all the food's gone, you know? Especially the ones that worked, you know, through the lunch hour part, And, you know, now it's 2 o'clock, they're off because their relief came in, there's no food left,
Yeah.
you know? Or no Frido left or
Yeah.
something, you know?
Right.
Well, I think that would be good too, because I mean, a lot of these food vendors go to multiple events, right? And then they might not necessarily remember each event that they went to, but, you know, as we get closer to the event, we could reach out to them and say, hey, you know, just following up on your survey, you know, just a couple of touching points, like, you know, you had mentioned that you ran out of food by 2:30, you know, this and this, and just kind of put it back into their mind of, you know, then they're remembering and saying, okay, yeah, you know what, we do need to do this, we need to bring this, you know, for the upcoming year.
Yeah.
So, because I could see how they could kind of just get like meshed together, like all
Yeah,
these events
yeah,
that they go
yeah.
to, so.
People that, they don't do that. They don't mesh together. Not if you do, if you do it like a lot of these guys, like the barbecue guys, okay? They remember how this event was because that's what they do, okay? So they don't mix them up. Like the popcorn, like the kettle corn guy, he knows exactly what he does at Octoberfest. So then they prepare for it. They bring the right stuff for that event. Some of them deliberately do it so that they run out. Because they don't want to carry any, if like Oktoberfest is their last event for the year, that they don't want any inventory left. So they're gonna bring enough to sell out, and that's it. They want to be done at 3 o'clock, you know?
Do you,
But anybody that does this for, you know, a lot, and they go to other places, they don't mess them up. They know what they do from place to place.
do you wanna see if you can get some food near the beer garden again?
I kinda liked it when we did that.
So we had what, like sausages or something over there, or?
Yeah, I'd really love to have a German food guy here, you know, still. It's hard
Now's the
to do
time.
that.
Now's the
Um,
time. It's early enough to start planting that seed.
You know, you have somebody that does, like even brats and schnitzel or something, you know?
Schnitzel. I'd like some schnitzel. Pretzels. Pretzels.
Pretzels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if they're
Steins.
like the big pretzels.
Steins. The beer ladies, what do you call those? The German, I'm talking about?
I don't know. Keep talking.
They can stop there. Look at these microphones.
Yep.
So guest appearance?
Guest appearance?
Yeah, did you say there was a potential guest? Was that the planner person? You said there was possibly someone stopping by.
Oh, yes. So that person she was supposed to come by tonight or whatever. I don't know. Something changed her mind or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But Mary had mentioned, Mary had talked to this person that was supposed to, you know, come by tonight. I guess she couldn't stay long, you know, the whole meeting, but, so, there you go. But apparently she couldn't make it.
We good?
I think so. When do we want to meet again?
Next month?
Next month? Let's see.
Let's see, 22nd? April 22?
22nd works for me. Good?
Give it a try.
Hmm?
We'll give it a try.
Okay. So we're going to try for April 22nd.
Move to adjourn?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.